This is not a system made for playing extremely loud.
Stjernholm reviews your sound, your music, your planet.
It really impressed me with a huge soundstage. I don't know how they did it, but they managed to pull up a soundstage that was bigger than live that I've ever heard before.
Welcome back to the Soundstage series on Stjernholm Reviews, where the Silverback Listening Team evaluate hi-fi experiences presented by brave resellers and vendors. This is the third and final episode served by Lydspecialisten in Aalborg, Denmark, proudly joining the ranks of our Making Hi-Fi Great Again supporters fighting for nature preservation. So can you join us on Patreon and get access to exclusive content and much more. Join today, you will love it. Lydspecialisten opened the doors to their brand new top-notch facility on the outskirts of Aalborg, handing over the remotes to 3 distinct sound experiences ranging from 20 to 430,000 euros, served fresh and seasoned by the distinguished sound chefs. The Silverback Listening Team listens independently to their own evaluation tracks, and we end up with a joint conclusion and a pros and cons list. In the first episode, we experienced a Arcam audio vector combo in an unoptimized typical room. Then we moved up in the world to the larger showroom, where we were blown away by Brian's Dynaudio moon combo. Now, we are ready for the final experience cooked up for us. We are talking downright mythical hi-fi, costing as much as a house, and all designed and manufactured by Audio Group Denmark. The brands are Børresen speakers, Aavik electronics, and Ansuz accessories, what they at Lydspecialisten call foundation. No matter what your opinions about such things are, we are here for the experience. How a system makes you feel is ultimately what matters. We are here to just listen to whatever the sound chef cooks up for us. So take it away, Palle.
Hello guys, and welcome to Lydspecialisten Aalborg. I'll be your sound sommelier today. Today I have the honor of presenting our reference system number 1 for complete Audio Group Denmark system. Audio Group Denmark is based in Aalborg. These guys make everything themselves. They make speakers, they make electronics, all kind of cabling, power distributors, resonance control, enough to make a complete system. Let me start by presenting the main speakers today, the Pedersen T3 Silver Supreme speakers. It's a very advanced speakers with very advanced driver technology. These are 5-inch drivers, titanium voice cores, and a lot of silver has been used, and contains also a board in the bottom of the speakers to reduce noise, similar to the technology used in their power distributors. When that is said, this system here is not a system for all. It's the system for the connoisseur audiophile who wants the best of the best. Today we are playing on the Aavik U588. It's an integrated amplifier with onboard DAC and streaming module. This one is 300 watts and 8 ohms, and it'll be more than enough to drive the speakers. All the cablings we're using today is from Ansuz Acoustics. Also the power distributor, our power box, and our power switch. And today we have the honor to presenting the new bass modules from Pedersen. So we're very pleased and we're very satisfied with the result. The whole philosophy about Audio Group Denmark sound is to be as quiet as possible, as holographic as possible, and the biggest soundstage possible. This is the house sound actually. This is not a system made for playing extremely loud. You will not be a spectator to the music, you'll be inside the music. This is really what Audio Group Denmark is trying to do with all their products. The performance is very unique. There's no other manufacturer in the world who can present such a background and such a quiet soundstage. That's more or less the philosophy behind the system here. As a listener to this system, you can expect something rather unique. It's the most captivating experience I have ever had in my years as an audiophile. When you sit down in your listening position, you don't want to get up again. You want to listen to the next track, and the next track, because all the tracks are like new. I have no other systems in the shop who will play like this. This is the Audio Group Denmark house sound. When that is said, this system here is not a system for all. It's the system for the connoisseur audiophile who wants the best of the best. Morten, I think you should get the remote and you can have the experience yourself.
This is how a man full of expectation looks. Sebastian is the first man in the chair, working through his evaluation repertoire.
Farther in heaven, the bird flies.
Oh, Sebastian, he didn't look happy there. This system has subwoofers added by Audio Group Denmark, set up on site by their own specialist, but the main speakers were for some reason not low-cut. That means the full bass load is still being asked of the main speakers, even though dedicated subwoofers are present. And the result? That's simple physics. The main speakers repeatedly hit their mechanical end stops. You hear it, you feel it. A proper low cut, maybe somewhere around 70 Hz, would almost certainly have freed up close to 10 dBs of extra dynamic range. That's the difference between excitement and restraint. This could easily have been avoided, and it's a simple oversight. Could have been verified before we ever sat down, as Sound Chef is about evaluating the complete experience as presented. Mistakes like this matter, especially on this level. But we don't hide them, we pass on the learnings to you. Because the lesson is actually pretty clear. Even the most expensive system in the world is still bound by setup decisions, and physics do not care about price tags. So we keep listening and we let the rest of the experience speak for itself.
Whoa.
To be fair,
This is not a system made for playing extremely loud.
so question is how you define loud. Okay, we're not even doing 90 dB, and I hear the end stops are being reached here. So this is definitely not a very powerful system. This is a really challenging track. It's very dynamic. The bass drum hits really hard. There's a lot of low end there that you really don't hear. You just feel. I mean, playing dance music or something like that, nah, you shouldn't. You probably don't want to play the 1812 overture as well. All members of the team ran into this problem at some point during their sessions.
And that wasn't particularly loud. That was 90, 91 dB, so that wasn't excessive in any way in the listening volume. So it's a bit of a shame that they start crapping out there.
Now, once we found this limit and kept us below it, a whole new world opened up.
This is crazy. Huge soundstage. And I just listened to Bubbles with Yoshi Horikawa, and the sound just pops up everywhere in like a 5 meter big screen, 5 by 3 meter big screen in front of you. It's really funny. It just pops out from a black background. It's crazy.
Someone help me find the merchant.
Det her, det står simpelthen næsten live foran mig. Lyden er utrolig naturlig. Fantastisk fyldig lyd. Det er helt vildt. Det fylder rummet totalt, det her. Det er ligesom om lyden fylder fra foran højtalerne og helt ned bagerst i rummet og endda bag ved væggen. Det er en fantastisk stor soundstage. Vi prøver at sætte tempoet ned. Hold da i ferie. Sikke et rum og en efterklang.
How nice it is to disappear
Vanishing Act. Det passer på de her højtalere.
into a
Du lægger ikke mærke til, hvor de står henne. Du har bare en kæmpe lyd, uden at du kan sige, at den kommer fra den og den højtaler. Det er bare en fantastisk soundstage.
Such a coherent soundstage. Get the sound of the room and the reverbs playing together, extreme amount of separation between the channels, but then still it sums up to a really strong sound film. The phantom image is very stable with width. Again, a little bit tame on the top end for me.
I think the system is voiced a bit dark. Maybe it's because of the added subwoofers that's just elevating the bass.
This will tell us something about the bass. Listen to that. Here on the way down, we hear that unevenness. And you know, it's something that when you're used to having very linear bass, your ears just pick it up right away, right? So with the other speakers, it was perfect, right? But we didn't have the lowest notes. Here it feels like we have the lowest notes, but some of them are a little overpowered. So I'll just quit talking about that because that's just a fact of life. What this system does from a holographic perspective and microdynamics voices is just insane. You can really hear that there's some quality in here.
I would say the sound frequency above 2 or 3 kilohertz is definitely not too much. I would say it's a bit on the mellow side. So
Quite subtle in the treble. I'm not sure if I would miss a little bit of brightness, a little bit of shine in the top end over time.
you can play pretty loud without sounding shrill, and nothing is fatiguing or anything. I think it's due to a little bit more dark voicing overall.
Silky smooth treble.
But you don't lack clarity per se. It's just the heights are just a little bit tamed down, but you still have this pitch black background where everything pops out from the front wall. Very impressive. And huge soundstages.
Huge spread. The speakers are a long way from each other, but gives a very complete soundstage. Other speakers, it may collapse in the middle in the center field.
Overall, the sound was very coherent and lots of details. A little bit subdued in the top end, elevated in the bass. But that was just, you could play all your nasty recordings and it didn't sound thrilling or awkward or ear fatiguing. I would say the soundstage is larger than I've heard anywhere before, and how they did it, it's I'm not gonna go into that, but it was quite impressive. It was really funny to have that to tick that off.
I agree that the Børresen system had a huge soundstage, really wide. I had these two tracks I often use on Q Sound, Roddy Waters. Extremely wide, very, very precise. All up, I preferred the Dynaudios, but it was a close race, and the soundstage on the Børresen was crazily good. So that beat the Dynaudios.
When I heard the Børresen, it was a different sound. It was more natural, clean, but it had a great space around, and it sounded great. So it's, what do you like, coffee or tea? It's up to the person who listens to them. I like the warm sound, or I like the big space.
So how did the things like your Bob Dylan track sound on the Børresen system?
It was fantastic. Bob Dylan's voice and his harmonica, it just went through as it should. But Black Sabbath, Paranoid, Børresen didn't do it okay, but the Dynaudio played Black Sabbath. They liked Ozzy.
They liked Ozzy.
How about you, Morten?
I heard the Imperial March on the system. Huge soundstage here. Holy crap. My God. I mean, it feels immersive to me. It's crazy. There's no speakers. They just disappeared completely. This is the best soundstage I ever heard, and I heard a lot of systems in my life. This surpasses everything I've heard before. The depth, I mean, wow. Holy crap. Man, I'm almost tearing up here. It's that good.
At the Børresen, when I listened to them, you couldn't say, there's one speaker, there's another speaker. The speakers just disappeared, and it was like you had the orchestra in front of you, just playing, some in front, some in the back. It was fantastic.
It just vanished from the soundstage and just, you didn't have, you could close your eyes, you could open your eyes, there was no speakers in front of you. Just sounds popping up from the front wall. All kinds of layers, depth, height, you name it. Yeah. It was really impressive. And
wide imaging without creating a hole in the middle, which can often happen, right?
No black holes anywhere.
No harshness to be found there. Good mid-tone articulation. And the bass is nicely balanced too.
Jeg har næsten ikke ord. Jeg plejer at lide musik med lidt mere farvet lyd. Lyden er ikke farvet, men til gengæld meget naturlig. Den er præcis, og den er levende.
I was actually very surprised that the mid-range was so well behaved and not aggressive. So I don't know how they did that.
Et fantastisk stort lydbillede.
Lots of presence in low mids. Plenty of body to the guitars and the vocals. Very nice, very full, warm sounding speaker.
Ja, det er et par danske højtalere, det er man stolt over at være dansker.
Overall, this is a very expensive system. You should expect the best. I've been really enjoyed by it. It lacked a bit clarity. Maybe it's the voicing. On the other hand, it never sounds aggressive. It's very composed and musical and get out of the way of the room. The speakers just vanish. It just pops out of the front wall. That's quite amazing.
Fantastic holographic imaging, wonderful mid-range, very nice and articulate bass. The sub-output might be a little inadequate for a room like the big as this. The system should be a little bigger because we are lacking headroom. If you can get this sound, but scaled up a little bit for a room like this, it's the most beautiful thing I've heard. It's wonderful sounding. And I love the tuning. It's a little on the dark side, but it really suits a lot of music very, very well.
I'll have two of everything. Yeah, we hit the end stops.
And this is where Sound Chef leaves the kitchen. Not with a verdict carved in stone, but with something far more valuable: perspective. What we heard here was but a serious, honest attempt at getting as close as possible. With real people, real music, and real expectations in play. And that is exactly why this matters. It takes confidence to open your doors, hand over the remotes, and let independent listeners walk in without a safety net. So thank you to Lydspecialisten for the invitation, the trust, and the willingness to put real work under real scrutiny. That takes balls, and this industry needs more of it. Sound Chef is about celebrating craft, learning something new every time, and chasing the best possible experience for our music. Not to impress,
Great, let's stop all the shit and then have this discussion over there, sure.
but to feel more, to listen deeper, to care a little more. If this made you think, feel, or question something, then we did our job. Are you ready for more? Let us know in the comments and consider supporting our little buddies in the jungle. You will love it.